The year is 2001. A man named Hidetaka Suehiro, commonly known as Swery, begins working on his next game. Combining open-world elements with the dumbest tension-building gameplay mechanic ever, more commonly known as stop and shoot, and the worst parts of Shenmue, he creates a revolutionary new game. However, with no plot available, he shelves the project. In 2009, Capcom, Swery's biggest rival, releases the Resident Evil 2 remake. Considered a remarkable achievement in human science, the game wins a Nobel Prize and temporarily ends the conflict between North Korea and America, with President Trump travelling to Korea armed with his Razer Kraken headset for a solid night of gaming with the honourable leader, Kim Jong-un. When asked for comment about the gaming night, Mr. Un stated,
"The game is very fun. I really enjoyed the Leon campaign. Exploring the police station became my favorite part. I remember when Don and I came across Mr. X and we ran through the lobby to attempt to get to the star's office. Upon opening the door, Leon was one hit by a liquor. Don and I both screamed like little girls. I wasn't a big fan of the Claire parts, but they were still really good. 10 out of 10 would play again."
Invigorated by their success, Capcom begins to adapt The Bachelorette into their third Resident Evil title, choosing to focus on the whirlwind romance between police officer Jill Valentine and her potential suitors, Carlos Oliveira and Nigel Emesis. Oh, Nigel Emesis, what the fuck am I doing? The game releases in 2010 and is a critical and commercial failure, with IGN rating it a negative 500 out of 10, saying, "The game itself is actually pretty good, but that throat fuck scene was really weird." Swery finally perfects his own game, but is still lacking a story. So in 2013, he reluctantly sells his gameplay to Capcom for one ruble and a 1-to-1 scale replica of the Star's USB badge from Resident Evil 2. When asked why, Swery stated that he always thought it would be cool to have a ruble, and face it, that badge is well sick. Capcom begins working on Resident Evil 4 using Swery's assets. They remove the open world and time mechanics, and in 2015, Resident Evil 4, this one has Leon, is released. It is considered one of the greatest games of all time and leaves Swery dejected. Retreating to his home, Swery watches television for the next year until discovering the show Twin Peaks on a rerun on Channel 10. Inspired, he writes a story and creates the game Deadly Premonition. Capcom sues Swery, stating that he stole their assets to create this game. The judge rules in Swery's favour, saying to Capcom, "That whole Lisa Trevor thing was really spooky and also quite sad. I cannot, in good favour, support you in this case." Fast forward to 2020 and humanity's most vulnerable are targeted by the air itself. Forced into isolation, Nintendo Direct is cancelled, causing Twitter to riot and destroy their Joy-Cons in protest of a virus. Mr. Bowser turns to Capcom, who refuse to release anything, saying, "Bruh, Code Veronica Remastered is coming, we swear." With no options left, Reggie turns to Swery for a game. Damn good coffee. Hi folks, my name is Dremlis, pronounced Drenlis, and all of what you just saw is a lie. None of that was true, I made it up. Ha ha ha. But today we're going to be talking about Deadly Premonition 1, Deadly Premonition 2, the company Swery, Hidetaka Suehiro, and also D4 Dark Dreams Don't Die. I actually spent a lot of time making this video, so, like, planning it. I've been this is the main thing I've been working on for like the last couple of weeks. So anyway, yeah. So today we'll be watching the Deadly Premonition 2 Nintendo Direct trailer and the Deadly Premonition 2 release date trailer. But first, real talk, okay? I know that opening ragged on Mr. Suihiro a little bit, and, you know, real talk, his game is fucking good. Deadly Premonition is a game that has been masterfully crafted to be shit. Now, you may be saying, hang on a sec, what the hell does that mean? And I'll tell you. Deadly Premonition is a good game wearing a mask of a bad game. It so wants to be so bad it's good with, like, garbage writing, bad audio balancing, and just outdated gameplay formula, but it's not. Okay, let's clear this up. One of the most notable examples of this is the music. You can be watching this cutscene where the sheriff is like, oh yeah, so the girl was taken by the feet, dragged half a meter and raped to death. And Mr. Francis York Morgan can be like, yes, that's right, isn't it, Zach? But meanwhile, the whistle theme is playing. You know, the whistle theme. I'll throw it up right now. You're thinking, what the fuck? Isn't this meant to be like a serious like scene? Aren't I meant to be feeling tension and stuff? And the writing it's like the Room level.
Mrs. Olivia Cormack, I am here for Mr. Stewart's lunch. If it is ready, I'd thank you a bunch.
Yes, of course. Just a moment. Here you go. The usual. 1 turkey, strawberry jam, and cereal sandwich.
Sounds like the sinner's sandwich. Self-inflicted punishment to atone for past sins. He's setting an example.
But you can tell that there was lots of love and effort behind it. You know, they'll cut off the music when they need to. You can play the entire lumber mill section has no music, and it was fucking terrifying while I was playing it on my Switch at 3 in the morning with this cool Animal Crossing controller. But it is the last game that I thought would get a sequel. But it is the last game that I thought would ever get a sequel. Of all the games that I've ever played, this is the one that I thought, there's not going to be a 2 of that. Definitely not. Why would there be a 2 to Deadly Premonition? I mean, I hadn't even heard of it until I saw the collector's edition was on sale on EB Games for like $30. And I got this absolutely fucking slick badge set. Like this guy. Slick. And here's the man himself. Mr. Sweary. I'm going to pin that to my collar while we talk about his game. I'll probably throw up some music or something so you're not just listening to me put badges on. And the red one as well. No, we'll go, isn't that right, Zach, on the other collar. Deadly Premonition is, like I said, the last game that I thought would actually get a sequel, because almost nobody talks about it, you know? Until I stumbled across a community dedicated to Deadly Premonition, I'd never heard of the thing. It's that kind of niche thing where it's so bad it's good, and the people that play it are like, oh yeah, Deadly Premonition's fucking awesome. But there's only like 3 people in the entire world who have done that. So, why are they making a number 2? I honestly don't know. I don't think that the game ever made enough money to actually garner a sequel. I think it seems like more one of those passion projects that gets made. What's the game called? What's the game called? What's the game called? Hang on a second, hang on a second, hang on a second. Like this game. Transformers Devastation. I think I own the only copy in Australia. Fun fact about this game, they actually don't make Transformers games anymore because I think somebody lost the license, but this was made by the same people who made Bayonetta. You know, the Sexy Witch game? One of the best games I've ever played. Transformers, not the Sexy Witch game. I mean, I, as a horny 18-year-old, stumbled across Bayonetta, and let me tell you, there's a reason I bought a Switch. Ha, 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 ha. But anyway, let's get into Deadly Premonition 2. The Nintendo Direct trailer. Let's hold my laptop up so you can see all my sweet stickers.
Welcome back to where nothing is what it seems. Boston, 2019. It all begins, again, when FBI agent Aaliyah Davis opens an investigation into an old serial killer case. She also opens a door to the unknown. A door that also takes us back to New Orleans, 14 years ago.
So yeah, this is actually a prequel and a sequel. The York parts will take place before Deadly Premonition Origins, the first one, and the Aaliyah parts will take place after Deadly Premonition Origins, which is pretty interesting. You know, a prequel and a sequel. I've actually never really seen that done before, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be like flashbacks. It seems like you're going to be juggling two cases at once. It actually reminds me of that show called Signal. It's on Netflix right now, and what it is, it's this guy who works on cold cases, right? He finds this radio that actually lets him communicate with the detectives from the past. So they both solve the cases together. He solves it as a cold case, and the guy from the past solves it as a case that's happening now. So that's interesting. Also, the reason I care so deeply about Deadly Premonition is that I am an absolute slut for spooky detective games. One of my favourite game series ever, Evil Within, Sebastian Castellanos. I'd say Chef's Kiss, but that's kind of Jarvis Johnson's thing. Look like some fucking little trap boy with my whiskers. It's meant to be York's scar. Ooh, I don't like that. Hang on a sec. Oh yeah, looking slick, Drain. Looking slick. But yeah, I love spooky detective games, which is why I instantly fell in love with Deadly Premonition. I don't know what it is, but Call of Cthulhu, beautiful. Wasn't as long as I'd hoped. Definitely wasn't worth a $70 purchase, but you know your boy loves Anthony Howe.
Excuse me? Here, our story follows an FBI agent who goes by the name of York.
He's Special Agent Francis York Morgan, but his friends call him York. Please call him York. He gets angry if you don't.
Zach, it looks like
the journey between past and present will take Aaliyah and York on a winding path.
So that's actually one of the main draws of this new game. There's mini games. There's side games. So you can ride a boat and play Pro Skater 5. I actually don't know enough about Pro Skater to be like, oh, this is the sequel that we never got.
But what lies at the end? Will it be truth or madness?
That looks fucking slick, doesn't it? Let's just hang on a second and go to... York holds his breath for a very long time in Deadly Premonition. He goes on... Holy shit! Little trick when you're holding your breath. Swallow your saliva, it gives you more breath. Life hack, people drowning, bruh, just drink the water, bro, you'll be fine.
choice. When somebody needs you, you can't turn away. You're their only lifeline, just a hero, a bullet for hire, working alone. Always a voice, a cry in the darkness, an echo of pain that's been long forgotten, but it haunts me. My days.
Oh, this music is beautiful. It perfectly captures that like detective sort of gist, you know, like we're going to be solving crimes and it's going to be cool and raunchy. And dare I say it, it's going to be pretty hot as well. Like honestly, I'm fucking hot. I can't turn the fan on because it drowns my voice out, so I'm actually boiling in this flannel button-up.